So drawing pictures on the number line is great and all, but if we wanted to add, for example, negative 12.3 plus 4.28, do you want to draw that precisely on a number line? Because I don't. We can get kind of a big picture of what it would look like if we did, though, couldn't we? Negative 12.3 would be somewhere off to the left of 0. And then we would start from there and draw a positive 4.28. Don't know exactly what that would look like, but I know it's smaller in length than this 12.3 long segment. So my result will be what I get when I go 12.3 to the left of 0 and then come back 4.28. So looking at this picture and thinking back to my general pattern for arithmetic with signed numbers, I think what I want is, I want to work a positive number subtraction problem with these two numbers' absolute values. And of course the subtraction I'll do is bigger minus smaller to get a positive result, because that's how my algorithm works. And then my answer should be negative since it's to the left of 0. Right? In my little cartoon, here's 0, and here's where I want my answer to be. Okay, let's put that plan into effect. The subtraction problem I can actually do is 12.3 minus 4.28, lining up the decimal points, and I'll put a 0 here. 0 minus 8, I can't do it, right? I'm doing regular positive decimal subtraction now. 0 minus 8, I can't do it, I've got to borrow. 10 minus 8 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. Copy the decimal point. 2 minus 4, again, can't do it. 12 minus 4 is 8. So I get 8.02, and I know I want my answer to be the negative version of that number. So negative 12.3 plus 4.28 is going to work out to be negative 8.02. Let's see if we can skip even drawing that cartoon. In general, if we're adding one positive and one negative number, our cartoon is going to look like one of these. Either like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. No matter which way we work this, our result is going to be the difference in the length of the arrows. So, when we're adding two numbers with opposite signs, first we want to subtract their absolute values, bigger minus smaller, and then the sign of the result matches that of the number further from 0. Let me show you an example of this, and then I'll give you one to try. Suppose we want to add 3/2 plus negative 2/3. Well, those have different denominators. We'll have to write them with a common denominator. I think the best I'm going to be able to do for a common denominator is 6. We have to multiply the 3 by a 2. So we've got to multiply this 2 also by a 2. We've got to multiply this 2 by a 3. So we've got to multiply this 3 also by a 3. So 3/2 is 9/6. 2/3 is 4/6. We want to do subtraction here, so we're going to subtract the numerators, bigger minus smaller. Of course, we're going to have some number of sixths. We'll subtract the numerators, bigger minus smaller. And since positive 9/6 is more than the absolute value of negative 4/6, which is positive 4/6. Positive 9/6 is more than positive 4/6. My answer is going to be positive. So my answer is going to be positive 5/6. Let me give you one of these to try. Add negative 2,807 plus 199. Pause the video and try this now. All right, again, opposite signs, so the operation we want is subtraction. And we need to set up the subtraction to be bigger minus smaller, because that's the way our algorithm works. 9 minus 7, we can't do it. We've got to borrow. 0 doesn't have any, so we've got to borrow from the hundreds place. 17 minus 9 is 8. 9 minus 9 is 0. 7 minus 1 is 6. 2 minus nothing is 2. So my answer is going to be some kind of 2,608. 2,807, the absolute value of this number, is bigger than 199. So since the negative number is further from 0, the answer is negative. Okay, what about if we're adding numbers with the same sign? If we're adding numbers with the same sign, either both positive or both negative, well, either the picture looks like this, or it looks like this. Either way, by adding on an additional number with the same sign, we're getting even further from 0 in the same direction. So to get further from 0, we want to add. So since we're only set up to do positive number addition, we'll just add the absolute values, and then the sign of the answer is either positive if we're adding two positives, negative if we're adding two negatives. Please note this means that the sum of two negative numbers is going to be negative. So let me show you an example of this. Say we want to add negative 3.5 plus negative 5 3/4. We know the answer is going to be negative because we're adding two negatives. We just need to work out what it is. Let's see, first we're going to want to add the fraction part. In order to do that, we'll need a common denominator. I think 1/2 is 2/4. 2/4 plus 3/4 is 5/4, which is 1 1/4. So our fraction part in our answer is going to be 1/4. We'll carry the 1. 1 and 3 is 4, and 5 is 9. So this adds up to negative 9 1/4. Let me give you one of these to try, and then I'm going to give you a couple where you need to decide which operation to do, whether you're in the same sign case or the opposite sign case. Add negative 5.6 plus negative 3. This is still in the same sign case, so the operation you want is addition. Pause the video and try this now. All right. These are both negative, so the result will be negative. 5.6 plus 3.0. 6 and 0 is 6. 5 and 3 is 8. Decimal point drops down. We get negative 8.6. Now I'm going to have you try two where you need to decide which case you're in. Answer these two addition problems. Pause the video and try this now. All right, negative 4 plus positive 9, those have opposite signs, so we want subtraction. We're thinking 9 minus 4 is 5. So our answer is going to be some kind of 5. 4 is smaller than 9. Positive 9 is further from 0, so our answer is positive. Negative 5/8 plus negative 7/8. Well, that's going to be negative. because these are both negative. It's going to be some number of eighths. How many? 5 plus 7 is 12. Negative 5 eighths plus negative 7 eighths is negative 12 eighths. And we could simplify this if we felt like, but we don't have to, so we're going to skip it.